Hey, it's Bill, Flat Broke Garage. Today we're in my favorite junkyard. But not for me, for my buddy Paul. He's got the YouTube channel Attempted Garage. Yeah. And he bought a car. He's up in Pennsylvania. He's going to drive down to Tennessee, put an engine, transmission, brakes, like everything, into this. And he's going to drive it home. Check this thing out. This is a 1973-ish Chevy Nova hatchback. Not a lot of hatchbacks. They got popular later in the years. But for the most part, it's pretty solid. It had the 350 engine in it. There's no engine in it now. But it needs a home. There's the 350 badge. And Paul is the guy to give it a good home. So he's going to be rescuing this car. And we're going to be putting a drivetrain in this thing. And he's going to make it home. Because he's Attempted Auto. And I'm Flat Broke Garage. And I don't have the luck most of these guys have. So let's take a look. She's been sitting here a while. As you can see, the trees. They're just growing around it. It's a lot of brush here. There we go. As you can see, she's got the dazzling all green on green interior with the green paint. Got door panels. Got the back seat. What do they call that? Houndstooth interior? I don't know what to call that. But whew, man, there is a smell in here. But keys are in it. I don't know if you can see that. It's got 99,000 miles. And look at that. Closes like a new car. So yeah, we're going to see if we can get this running and driving. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Hey guys, Attempted Auto, Paul here. The moment that, well, I've been waiting for. Gonna start on this Nova. It is day one. It is 1:17 in the afternoon. Bill's been putting this up as a 3-day build, so that makes Thursday afternoon as day 3, not Wednesday, because it's 1 in the afternoon. Let me bring you around. We're going to see what we actually got, take a good look at it. First step is we got to get this interior so that I can look at it, sit in it, whatever. Let me show you what we're talking about. You've probably seen it a little bit. I'm sure if you're watching my video, it's because you've watched Bill's video. But he hasn't really got close into this car. First, let's just start with this door panel. Do you know what's living on this door panel, this door card? Like, this is supposed to be green. All right, let's move down to the floor, which I think is, it's actually got a floor in it. It's got moss on it, but it's got a floor in it. This is the part that really kills me right here. How do you get moss on the front of a seat? And then we got some miscellaneous garbage down there. I'm not touching that steering wheel. I'm not. Headliner, probably things living in that. Look at the back of this. See all the way to the latch. That's nice. Oh, we got too much stuff on here for me to lift that up. We'll have to get back to that. So people have been questioning the age of this car. Bill put it up as parked 40 years. We're guessing 35, 40 years. But when was the last time you saw a Mountain Dew bottle like that? Yeah, it's got a barcode. But I'll be willing to bet you Ronald Reagan was the president when this sucker was parked. Oh, look at that. It even has the back panels. This is like really complete. Let's bring you around the front. It's got some years and years and years of dirt in that. We're gonna have to get this thing cleaned up, see what we actually have here. First year of the plastic grill in 73. 72 would have had the metal grill. Corners come around. Hey guy, I got a helper. Got the 350 badge. Bias ply tire. This is the only one that kept air up. All the rest of them have new tires on it. This is going to get a new tire, but for now, it's holding air. That'll work for a little bit. Look at this, it has the molding down the side, both sides all the way. More junk. I like these homemade floor mats. Just a hunk of, it's that green, blue. I guess that's almost blue. See if there's anything good in here. Styrofoam. Volt regulator. Spring. Probably shouldn't be just digging in there. No radio. That's too bad, but it's got air conditioning. That's pretty neat. Ashtray sort of works. Has a key. That's real important. Yeah. So, like I said, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to de-scuzz this car best we can, best I can. And I'm going to get underneath it, take a look at all of that. But first, let's make it clean. Get this hatch open, see what's back there. I did notice got a bit of rot in it back here. Oh, yeah, got a little bit of rot. This panel's replaceable. Dents a little, or the bumper's a little tweaked. Let's just let's get it unfilthy inside, vacuum the outside out, and then we'll take another look at it then. The seat works a little bit stiff, but I got that opened up so I can get in here better. Let's see what we got. What we found. Part of a seat cover. Some molding, little piece of wire. Ooh, cassette. Oh, just the cover. These wires just keep on going. I wonder what they went to. Something to chase back later. That's probably my
Speakers.
Oh, it could be speakers. Is that what these are?
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe. Okay, yeah. It's just weird colors for speakers.
There's a speaker box, I think.
It wasn't a speaker box.
Oh, it's not?
No, look at this.
Oh, it's a stash box. It's from the 70s. That's where they kept all the weed.
Got some big red gum wrappers in it now.
And mice. Ooh, there's some DNA on there. We might want to send that to that Kenda guy. I'm sure it's, the rest of it's with the body.
I guess I should have got a...
Here's a garbage can right
should
here.
have ordered a dumpster.
There.
There we go. I'm just gonna deposit the glove box content.
Oh yeah, I didn't open that. I saved that for you. She needs some WD there.
We got... Oh, did I put it back?
Oh, you put it back?
Well, I didn't put it back. All I had in here was a spring.
Oh.
And a voltage regulator.
Oh, that's not a good sign. Look, the mirror.
I'm confused about the voltage regulator.
Oh yeah, this is an internal regulator, correct?
Well, it looked like it went right into the dash. We'll get into that a little bit with the camera.
What, gloves or something?
Here's the spring.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Oh, more stash. Is there weed in there? Seriously.
I get drug tested at work.
Well, I'll take
I should. Oh, empty. Empty.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna put it in the
that's why there's
stash
empty
box,
soda cans and gum.
Should I have gloves on?
That's what I was going to ask you. Another Mountain Dew.
Another Mountain Dew bottle.
Okay, let's. All my.
There's the regulator.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All the YouTube researcher people in the world. Let's. How old is that? That's a glass Mountain Dew bottle. I'm saying mid to late 80s. Just what do you think, Paul?
Yeah. I mean, I remember them growing up. I just don't remember how old I was when I read
Somewhere there's a web page that dates these bottles. There has to be. We'll have to do some Googling tonight.
Yeah, I'll have to figure it out. But one of them is going to stay with this car forever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And you know what's funny? Oh, are they different? Yeah, they are different labels.
Different eras.
They're different eras.
So it's the same guy that liked the same
he
soda.
really liked Mountain Dew. I like Code Red personally. So, but yeah.
That would have been Fuses, right?
Or Stash.
Or Stash.
You tell I had a rough time in the 70s and the 80s. So I never learned a lot.
It was a great period of time.
Yeah, it was. It was interesting.
So I found quite a bit of.
Oh, was that the phone charger? No, this car's too old for
phone
that.
charger. This is a crank phone.
Oh wait, that's heavy gauge wire. We need that.
Good point.
Yeah.
Ooh, cigarette lighter.
Oh, see, more options.
Might have to.
More DNA.
Yeah.
Vinegar.
Heavily used.
Yes. Well, you know, we found 3 packs of Winston's.
I don't know what to do.
Souvenir.
You know what? I'm gonna.
Right. What is there stuff in the ashtray?
We know what we're gonna find if there's stuff in the ashtray.
Yeah. You know, it's still got a seat cover on it. I bet the seat's
Look at that.
mint.
Oh, the only thing he was neat about was keeping the ashtray clean.
Well,
you know why? He probably just flicked them wherever.
Yeah, well, yeah. You're rolling around in it now.
Oops, still got the button. That's good.
Well, you know.
It's very limited visibility.
But it's still limited. I mean, it's still visible. Yeah.
Hey, look at. Oh wait. No.
Oh,
Oh, it's got a little rust.
it's the yeah. It's the go faster. Oh, that's too bad.
That's a shame. Rock, paper, scissors. To see who comes.
I'm old and fat, man. You're more limber, and it's your car.
That's my car.
You gonna? Oh, look, it's a tweeter. That's more.
Oh, look
mid-range.
at that, huh?
Yeah. Sweet. Audio box.
I'm at the age where I gotta take my glasses. It's made in Japan though. It's not China.
Oh, so it's not China. This is before China.
Pre-China.
So, are you going in?
I'm going in.
You're going in. He zip tied. Oh, look at
What
that.
is that?
That's some engineering.
Yeah.
He taped a bungee cord.
Oh, that's
Oh
taped.
no, it's tied. It's tied. No, it's tied with like dental floss.
Oh, nice.
Look at that. That's awesome.
This is very special purpose.
That's yeah.
Like I don't know.
That's
Oh yeah,
not-
because he actually went through it. It looks
Yeah,
like.
that's not NASCAR rated. This guy was frugal.
That probably would have
That's
kept
cool.
that hood on.
We're keeping that. Look at that back hatch opens. I didn't know that hatch opens underneath that carpet. Garbage?
Yeah, garbage.
Oh no,
I
there's
don't know what it is, but
it's got an odd texture. Oh, it's the speaker box that the styrofoam was for. They're
See, you're located someplace where you can take full breaths. I am not.
yeah. See, you're stirring.
Hey, a roach.
Roaches?
Roaches.
Oh, the other car had roaches too.
See, your whole garage is roaches.
Oh, dude, you're handing me roaches? I'm putting this outside. I'm sorry. We're putting the camera down here. Take this.
Roach Hotel going away. I have a bug bomb, Bill. I brought it. Oh, don't close me in. Oh, the smell just gets worse and worse when it's closed up. Hey, look at this though. Got some metal back here. Ooh, that one's got some oil in it. I'm thinking the motor came out because the motor had problems. Who runs 2850?
Ooh. No, that's and it's still full.
Yeah.
More speaker box?
There's something in this box.
Roaches. It's going
Maybe.
right in there. Look, even the dog is afraid of it. See, they can sense things.
So this was a 73.
Was that
but it was-
HEI?
No, this is not HEI.
73 wasn't HEI, yeah, but
Yeah, 73 was the first year of it.
Right.
This car was built September of 72. I don't know. Guys, tell me, did a 73 ever come without HEI? I don't, because I have a 72 GMC truck that was HEI originally,
So,
which I thought was weird. I didn't think that existed.
yeah.
But that might be.
What size socket do you need to unbolt that? 9/16?
Oh, it looks smaller than that. It looks
half.
It looks 3/8.
All right, hang on.
Maybe 7. Oh, you're gonna leave me in here.
I'm just gonna hand you the camera and get you the impact.
Well, let's
And let everything be free.
let me regroup for just a
Okay.
second. I'll be right back.
Don't kick your camera.
Oh, am I gonna kick it over?
Don't. That's the simple thing.
There's
Just,
a light someplace handy.
there you go. All right.
What if this is gonna be just rusted?
Yeah, they'll probably all break.
Are you not 3/8?
What are they?
You know what? It must be 7/16 then.
All right, we'll get you 7/16. Disorganized tools. 7/16. All right. There you go.
There we got a winner.
There we go. Well, the first time in however. Let's just hope the hatch don't fall off. I don't know. What do you guys think? We just discovered this bad panel. Oh, look at success. Should I lift?
You can lift.
I can lift. I bet the shocks are bad. Oh. The shock's good.
It held itself
Dude, the
up.
shocks are holding.
It's holding itself.
Oh, these got
up.
springs in them though, don't they? Or what kind of
Oh, that could be. They're old enough to be.
sorcery is that? You know, it's.
They're probably really. Let's see. Are we ready?
Now let's just hope the car don't break. Oh, get ready for ugly. I hate cockroaches. You know what? Oh, look at the nest. There is creatures in here.
Not. Look, it's got the back panel. Nice.
Oh, that's the pan. Oh wow.
Yeah.
In the Mountain Dew.
It's like it's complete. This car is complete.
It's still got the insulation on it. See, that won't stay open.
No, that's not going to stay up.
Oh,
Things are right. Just
whoa, what was
that
that?
is water.
Be careful, it might have the gift of flight. You never know, man. Oh,
Yeah, that's like.
that's going outside, dude. I'm sorry. And my dogs are going to roll in it.
Ugh.
Oh, that's so gross.
You know, I was smart enough to bring gloves, but I wasn't smart enough to bring them from my truck to your garage.
Oh.
1, 2. Hey, does this have a prop rod?
It does.
Well, I don't know if it does or not. I don't know.
It is now. It is a prop rod. Pull it up.
There it goes.
Look at that. And look, it's even got prop rods. That's
Look
mint.
at that. How can you hate Chevy?
What's that?
Replaceable. Ugh. Oh.
Oh.
Gibson. Brake parts. What brake parts would do that to your hand? I don't know. More tranny fluid.
Okay, there's a theme. Here's the theme. Ooh, it's a cosmetic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a wallet. Or no, cosmetic case with a mirror.
Wait, that's a wallet. Appears to
Oh,
be-
it's an 80s wallet. It has a mirror. Guess what for?
Where's the razor blade?
There's a razor blade and a straw.
All right. Well, I got a lot of vacuuming to do. I think.
Yeah, I say get on the vacuuming.
We got all the pieces out now. We got it wide open. So, yeah, let's make it so it's safe to get inside of it. And,
Yeah, I can't believe those springs are holding, man.
yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's crazy. Don't
Like I
don't
said,
lean
though, I
on
think
them.
they're not even crunchy.
No, they're coil springs, I think.
Well, yeah, but every other spring in this car is rust.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Huh.
Made smooth. Look at the lip.
It's not even
All the way
rusted.
around.
No rust.
No real rust.
Well, you got to look at that other hatchback Nova because somebody in comments Nova Customs. I'm sorry, dude, if I screwed your name up. But Nova Customs, that guy knew everything about these Novas. And he said there's a lot of hard parts to find because it's 73, 74 hatchback only. So there's another hatchback in the yard that's pretty well pooched. Like makes this thing look stellar. But you might be able to get your headlight bucket and do that trim ring or whatever goes around the fender. Because I think, front, yeah, you're missing a trim. If it's 2 years only, I mean, if it's there, see if you can acquire these things, because that's mint.
All right, so we're gonna jump to time lapse, and I'm gonna make it so that I don't feel disgusting after
the music montage while you clean.
Cue the music montage.
There we go.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna call that clean enough. I wanted to show you this when we were working on this. The trim popped off. See if I can get you at a good angle. This hatch is perfect. No rust. Well, rust, but no rot anywhere. Neither corner is bad. Glass mostly cleaned up. Look at that. You can see into the car now. Windshield. Got a little bit of crackage going on, but it's not bad. The door panels, they're not black anymore. I'm not afraid of the seat or the steering wheel anymore. That's nice. I didn't really do the back seat, but that's all right. Bill's working on getting it up in the air. We're gonna get these wheels off, assess our brake situation, and I don't know, I guess get ready for it tomorrow. It's starting to get kind of late, but yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Really? Oh. Well, you got the brake drum off. Yeah, because we're trying to figure out what was loose and see the nut came off, right?
Yep. So that's just floating right here. That's it. So we can find a fine thread nut and hopefully the thing will steer again. But Bill, what's the weight rating of a 2x4?
All of it. Just send it, until it turns into toothpicks, really. So yeah, that was actually holding the car up. Look, it's been used. This 2x4's lived a life.
It's nice. It's probably spruce, so it's also got a little bit of shock absorber quality to it also.
You know what? It'd be good for rally racing, because then you can like lean into the... Yeah, you have no body roll.
That's a no bounce.
That's exactly right. This is a left turn car.
Steve custom made this thing for dirt track racing.
That's just right.
So that's that and a Mountain Dew bottle are forever part of it. Okay, end of day one. Wheels are off. Brakes are ready for us to attack them tomorrow morning. Mostly clean. We've started our, obligatory list of things that we have to do. Not looking bad. I think it's a pretty good start to the day. This is the only drum left to come off. That'll be tomorrow. Get some brakes on this thing. See if they hold fluid. Probably not, but we have lines if they don't. And then it's off to Steve's to round up some more of the pieces that we're missing. We got these working. They just needed a little bit of oil. Not that we have a hood to put on them, but they're there. So we're calling it a night. It's pretty late. We'll try it again tomorrow. Well, good morning. Day 2.
Time to start on the brakes, fuel system, get this thing ready for its motor. 3 of the wheels are already off. We're gonna get the other hub off, the other drum off, and see what those bearings look like, and then start maybe putting brake lines in it if it needs them, or figuring out that next few steps. Get the brakes on the rear. I don't know what to do with this one yet, since we got to get a spring in there and get it rebuilt. But we can at least get the rears done, and we can get that other side opened up and looked at. So let's jump into it this morning.
I think that gas tank's gonna be 9/16. See if we can get that thing off real quick.
You just cut the rubber line.
For the gas tank? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna hack the line. Bill's going through the Christmas presents.
Yay!
That way we can see what Rock Auto got right and what they didn't.
This is heavy.
Oh yeah, master cylinder. Let me get you in here so I can make a whole lot of noise right into the mic. Yeah, I'll just let it hang and see when it snaps. Looks like there's a nut on the top. Oh, like it was just put on yesterday.
Awesome.
So much for the 40-year theory.
Yeah, you gotta shut that one over. Yeah, but you got the Tennessee handicap.
Alright, let's see how much stuff I drop on my head. I wonder if I should disconnect. It won't fall that far. Well, that one came apart.
Oh, your gas tank straps.
Yeah, I got straps too. I got everything because I didn't know what was going to be good and what wasn't. Tastes delicious.
Feel like there's a lot in there or no?
Oh, I forgot about the strap. Well, it's down. It's not leaking gas all over. But I got a bonding strap right here that I forgot about. I don't know how I would get that off. Oh, I guess I can get it off of that. Here, have a look. Look at that. So we got a line to cut. I've got, wonder if the sending unit works on this. Nope, it's wires are twisted together.
Oh.
I bet the gas gauge doesn't work that well. It's either forever full or forever empty. We can maybe fix that. So, all right, let me finish getting this thing all the way down, getting the dirt out of my ears and stuff, and I'll be right back. Okay, out. Look at that floor. This car is really impressing me. Of course, the last owner was, I don't know, similar to me, I guess. This twisted wire actually came in handy. I just pulled it back apart, and it looks like the ground is just taped to the line, which is ideal. Maybe they just kept popping off. Maybe that's why it's taped to the line. Nope, it's just wrapped around the line. Does the camera pick up on that? Maybe a little more light, but they literally just wrapped the wire around the fuel line and called that the ground. So, hey, I might have a working fuel gauge when I'm done with this. Nice. All right, well, I guess we'll assemble the new one, which is sitting right there. Oh, I see it. No, I don't see a difference. That comes out around, that goes out, it just ends there. Okay, so the return, I'll have to run a rubber hose over. That's all. Made in Taiwan, good stuff. All right, let me get that all put together, and actually I'm gonna probably leave it out. What I should do next is check, make sure there's some fluid in that rear end. And then I guess we'll start with the rear brakes. So on a Chevy, if you want to check the rear end fluid, right about here should be a plug. Oh, let's see if I can dig it out. Tennessee is so much nicer to cars than Pennsylvania is. And we'll see if any fluid is in this thing or if it needs any. Then I get to smell like gear oil for the rest of the day. Oh, none in it. So, it's a little bit of gear oil in that. I did pick some up yesterday. And we'll dump a little in here and knock you over at the same time. I'm talking to the camera. That's a little low. There we go. We're coming out. There we're coming out. What you want to do is fumble with this for a while so you get fluid all over the place. Alright. So that's topped off. And added bonus, I get to smell like gear oil for the rest of the day. Get that tightened up. Get rid of this exhaust while I'm down here, and then I'll have a clean shot at the brakes. Oh. Now that I got some light under here, look at those custom exhaust hangers. Ever see anything like that? I like it. Well, they're gonna go away too. I'll do something dumb, but I'll do my own dumb thing. Okay, so while I'm sorting out my brake mess that I made, we're gonna at least get the drivetrain off of the trailer. These other two, we have to get to Steve's. We gotta get some parts out of his place. So we're gonna offload the 305 now, find out what I need for brake parts, and then I don't know, figure that out. Get this thing all unstrapped. Oh, they're so close now. Look at how close they are to each other. They can actually have a little conversation, get to know each other while I'm fighting with my brake disaster. Let me show you my brake disaster. Wheel cylinder, perfect. Brake drums or brake shoes, there's only one set sitting here. And I went through my Rock Auto order. It looks like they should have sent 2 sets. I don't know if they counted 2 in one packet as 2, but they don't have enough for 4 corners with 2 brakes. So we got to head back out to Steve to drop off those other 2 motors. I guess that means one more stop to O'Reilly's. If they don't have them, then the rears, they're just getting those things again. Just normal brake job stuff. Nothing to see here.
A little gentle heat.
Watch out, those things sometimes pop.
I know. I got my safety hand.
Yeah, your safety hand.
Safety hand is not. So I think
I'm not watching. I got my eyes closed.
we're gonna thermal cycle it. We're gonna get it hot, and we're gonna give it a little flammable juice.
We're gonna catch everything on fire.
Then we'll set it all back on fire, especially this rubber part up here. There we go. See, now that's like an oven. It's a warming effect.
Warming it up.
Yeah. Now is when it'll explode. So, where's our wrench?
Just normal
We put a
stuff.
wrench on about 4.
Now you're getting nervous.
Yeah.
Flame didn't go out. How did that move?
Yeah. We're gonna cycle it again. It cracked loose.
We're gonna work real hard to save these lines just to find out they're bad somewhere else in the car.
Yeah.
This is where I'm at. O'Reilly's was able to come up with a set. They had them right on the shelf. So I'm putting this together, and I'll get the other side. All right, guys, a little progress report. Bill has been up here busting the front apart for me. He actually was able to make all of the brake nuts, all of the lines come apart. He's also got the ball joint off so that we can get a spring in there. We want the weight of the motor in it before we try to do that. That way we can just jack up on the lower A-arm, push it all back together with the new spring. So this is coming along. And he's so fast so that after he did all of that, he was also able to free up the brake lines on the master cylinder. Look at this. A little bit of heat, a little bit of blaster, and off he goes.
Yes.
So the front's coming along. He's still got this side to do, and I guess we can button this side all the way
Yeah,
up,
we'll
right?
just,
I mean,
yeah, as long as the brake lines don't break.
yeah, well, even if I do this is the short line and we have lines. So this
Okay.
is you got the scary one done.
Yeah, yeah, the long
So-
one's done. So yeah, I'll get this side buttoned up, done, the brake drum back on it. Then also you have to do is the ball joint, the coil of death,
Right.
and just reassemble.
Yeah, and we'll get the weight of the engine in here before we do that. While he's been doing all of the front, I've been doing this wheel like 9 times. Because I forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I actually had it right, said no, that's wrong, flipped them around, and then realized now I had them backwards. So this is finally done. I went the different route with the brake line. I just busted it off. I'm gonna have to run all new lines back through here. I haven't tried the other side, but it looks as crusty. I'm gonna give it a try, but most likely everything in the back's gonna be all new lines.
Heat cycle.
We'll try it. So yeah, so our plan is to have the brakes so that they're done tonight, all bled out, ready to go. Well, I guess we can't bleed them, Bill, because of the passenger front.
Yeah, we have to have all
So we
that
can
done.
have 3 of the 4 on. We can maybe let them gravity bleed overnight and put that together after we get the engine in. Tomorrow morning, that's our plan, is to fill this giant hole with a pathetic little 305. So we'll see how we do. So I'm gonna go finish up the rear brakes, Bill's going to pull this brake apart, replace it.
Get the master on too, maybe.
Maybe swap the master out, and then we'll get back to you.
Come on, Roy. Come on, buddy.
Oh, Roy.
All right, well, here we are. What, day 2.5?
We're gonna have to call it day 2.5, or we're never gonna get it in 3.
Yeah, day 2.5, because, well, we didn't really start working on the car till 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it was pretty late Monday. And then yesterday we got distracted at Steve's.
Yeah,
So
we get in the junkyard and we're like, whoa, shiny.
Yeah.
And we just run around.
Unshiny.
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 Yeah.
So yeah, we run around and do that. So
Okay.
yeah, really it's just day 2. Yeah.
You know, let's just call it day 2 again.
Day
2 again.
Yeah. So it works for me. Whatever works in my world. I mean, it's. So last night, I think what we got.
Yeah, so last night we kind of finished up the brakes, other than this one wheel that we can't do anything with until we put the spring back in, which we can't do anything with till we get the drivetrain in. So we're kind of stuck at that point now. We got to blow out the fuel system, and with the fuel system blown out, we can then stick the engine in, then we can do the front, then we can put wheels on it, figure out what we need for wiring.
We got to see if the brakes work.
Oh, that might be important.
It might be important. We put the master in, and we pushed the pedal. Now we just had open lines because we want to push the junk out. And I get it, the pedal's going to go to the floor, but it's like stepping on a plum. It just, I mean, but I think now that we actually have brakes, kind of, except for this one wheel, we just got to wait. It's a shame because we got to get this. We'll get it. So hang in there, guys. We're going to assemble. We might even have, dare we say it, the engine in today.
We better have the engine in by the end of today, honestly.
We have to dare to say it.
So since the car was a points car, this is an HEI, this is going to be real close to the firewall. I'm going to get it out of here before we do anything else. So GM or the spring lock, we'll get them spun. Left me mostly untangled. Oh, gotta unplug it though. Get that out of the way. Now what I'm gonna do, if I can get this wires out. Come on now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a mark on that position where the rotor's pointed, which is right here. On the distributor, and then I'm going to just make a mark where I'll be able to see it from the base to the block. And then with any luck, I'll be able to drop that in where it belongs. Should be 9/16 to get that off of there. All right. Out that comes. Oh, vacuum line. Out that comes. I have this gasket also. So put these someplace safe, and I'll drop this back in once the motor is in. Look, I'm a Nova engine. But look, I have motor mounts in. These things went in amazingly easy. Now I had a Nova. The reason that this car is important to me is because my very first car was a 71 Chevy Nova. I have pictures of my grandmother with a Nova when I was a little tiny kid. They've kind of been in our family for, I don't know, back in the day forever. Mine was the last one to go away. That was in probably 91 or 2 I got rid of my Nova. But I remember fighting and fighting and fighting to get the engine mounts in my Nova when I swapped it out. So I guess the trick is to let the A-arms hang, because these were not bad at all. They dropped right in. But we're there now. We are at engine time. Got to blow out the fuel line still, and then we're putting a motor in this thing. So it'll be good. Here we go with that. Okay, so with the fuel pump on as it should be, and the oil pan back on as it should be, what I did find that piece of dipstick like I showed you, and I told you I was going to check to see how this fit in here. Well, I should have got that on video, but I didn't. But the tube, the pickup, or the tube for the dipstick was actually bent up. So the end of the dipstick would have been into the crank as this thing was running, and that's why it was broken off. So I bent that back straight. I still have to drive this all the way in. I'll do that either, well, I'll probably do that when it's in the car. That way if I have to pull this out to keep from breaking it, I can. I'm gonna put a plug in that, and then it's time to stuff this thing into the car. Let me set you up where you can watch it, and we'll start struggling. Well, it's pointed right at the, yeah, there you go.
No. Here, grab a handle, I grab a handle. Yep. You got to touch it on. Here, it'll bust out. I should give you the rod for it, shouldn't I?
You have one?
Yeah,
I didn't know you had one.
I think it's laying over there somewhere.
I'll take what we can get.
Yeah.
More.
Is that important?
Not anymore.
Did we forget something? Wrong way. It's gonna end up hitting this fast, or if you crank it, it's gonna be longer. Oh no. Oh, that's a break.
Oh, now we're pouring tranny fluid again.
You're laying in it, not me.
All right, down.
Okay, come down.
Push it.
Gentle.
And she goes. Coming down. Keep coming down. All right.
Stop.
Yep. Go.
Come to you.
Such a mess.
Yeah, throw something under there.
Crime scene. All right, So back that way a little bit if we can. Oh, you know what? We're gonna hit this. We're gonna hit those jack stand. Well, no, we should be able to get most everything else.
Because as this comes down, it moves forward
Yeah.
too.
All right, coming down.
Now you should be able
I'm
to
gonna level them.
level it. Yeah.
I gotta fix the harness that we're peeling away. Give it a little bit of a level. Wrong way. Other level.
Get the other level, yes. We might have to let it down at the same time. Because the bottom's coming up. Tell me to let it down.
Well,
you got
what
room
I-
to come down some more.
I want to try to shoot
Make it under
there
that.
because we're hitting it now.
Yeah. So just,
Although if we go up,
you let it down, you get under, you should be able to just put a jack under it and kick it under. You know?
yeah.
So let it down. Watch your grill.
Well, what I'm thinking, we're like right there. I might go up. I might go up like a couple of pumps till it's under.
Okay. Oh, we're up against the
Well,
bumper.
against that.
No, look, we're up against the bumper.
Yeah.
There it goes. Look at that.
Oh, now we hit it.
Yep.
Now I gotta do something about that. I almost think.
It's gonna thread itself.
There it
Yep,
goes.
there it goes. Oh, I think we're, oh yeah, okay.
What are we doing?
Trans lines, you're setting them in between the motor mounts. It goes on the inside, right? Trans lines inside the motor mounts? Inboard.
Behind them. Yeah.
This side.
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct.
okay, yeah.
To the center.
Yeah, they were gonna pinch. Hang on.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Yeah,
Coming down.
we gotta go back.
We hit something. All right. So now I gotta lift that trigger up probably. Pull it back some.
Yep, pick it up. Yeah, you gotta come up over this mount. Oh, it's gotta go back 2 inches.
Yeah, I've got enough height now. We should be able just to push it back.
Careful. Getting excited there.
Took them all in late.
Saucy.
How are you left to right?
You gotta come up. We're fine. We're right over
We're
the
gonna go
mount.
up?
Yeah, because it's sitting on the motor mount. And it's there. Well, now we just gotta get back.
It looks good on my side.
See, here, take a look. We gotta get, you gotta go back 2 inches on this side. Oh, there it is. Set it down. Hang on. There, it dropped.
Yeah, mine didn't though.
Oh shit, really? Where's the big screwdriver?
Well, you got. We ended up twisting it by worrying about your side. We messed with this side, but I can maybe push it over in the back here. We also hold on. Let me set it down. Regroup with this. Oh, that's why, because I was off center with this thing.
Oh. There you go. You're moving the engine back. Yep. There. Should I set it down?
If it will.
All right, stand by. Double check. Yeah, I think we're good.
I'm hoping it's going to go a little bit towards the passenger. The mount looks like it might need it.
It's in.
Excellent.
It's in.
This one's at full regular speed. And there it is. Down on its mounts.
Woo!
Nice. All kinds of room for headers.
Yeah, there is.
Look at that. So I gotta get them bolts in. I have to put the transmission mount in. That shouldn't take me long. I gotta fight with linkage over here. Yeah, figure out my shift linkage. We got some bits and pieces, but they're not off of a car like this, so might be welder material, but we'll be able to make it work. So let me get all that buttoned up. Motor mounts, transmission mounts, and then I'll bring you back. All right, so I got the coil spring in, and it's seated where it's supposed to. The problem is I'm picking the whole car up trying to close this gap enough to get the nut on. So what I'm gonna do is take a really crappy Harbor Freight Harbor Freight ratchet strap and see if I can make this thing do what I need it to do. Good news is it'll be short enough that it'll be past all the bad spots. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab it, probably right here, if there's enough of a lip, and that upper A. Nope, not long enough. Okay, keep going, a little deeper. There we go. See if I can pick it up enough this way. Well, bringing the car back down, so there it goes. Of course, now it's in my way, but that's all right. All right, I think we won now. Let's see what happens when actually I'm gonna leave that on there. And I'm gonna move that to here. Very precarious. There, I feel better about that now. Okay. Picking the car up again, we are. All right. But I think if I give that a little bit of a love tap, I'll be able to get that nut started, and that'll fix it for me. So almost there. There. Success. Just tighten that up and look at that. We'll have ourselves a working ball joint. Okay, nearing the end of day 2.5. Headers are in, all bolted in. They're done, essentially. I still got to get the tool off and replace the 4 intake bolts that I removed to do that. Still missing a power steering pump. Hopefully I can locate something for that. But this is all back together. New spring is in it. I got to stop at the hardware store in the morning, get some bolts to get a shock into it. But this will be done. I have, yeah, this will be done. Everything is ready for that. The only real issue right now, neither of these drive shafts are going to work. This one, the short one, bolts in fine. I mean, as far as the yoke is correct, the joints are correct, but it's only in the transmission like that far. I mean, like literally like that far. This one not only is too long, but everything is wrong with it. It's the wrong U-joints. There's no point cutting that down and then trying to order the correct what do they call them there? The adapter U-joints. So those are out of the picture. I got to try to come up with another one, or that's going to shut me down. Still no fuel tank in it. I was hoping to have that done today. I can jump on that tomorrow. But all in all, honestly, it's a pretty good day. Okay, so that's Nova day 2.5, we're calling it. Only thing I gotta do tonight, I gotta grab a couple bolts that I can match up at the hardware store. I wanna spray that seat one last time. I gotta call about a drive shaft tomorrow morning. I gotta at least get one lined up. If Steve doesn't have one that's correct, and I don't believe he does, he gave me a G-body one that's not right. I gotta get a shaft or we're dead in the water. This thing's going home in a trailer, and I really don't want to have to take it home on the trailer. So I don't know. That's where we're at right now. I need a drive shaft shop that can build one in one day, and I'm a long ways from Pittsburgh Driveline that can build one in like 3 hours. So hopefully Tennessee has a place as good as Pittsburgh does. That's it for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm tired.
Maybe turning to itself. I'm not sure. I can't tell. I didn't hardly.
So I come back from a parts run, and this is what I find.
Turning in there.
They're just tearing into this thing. But they got me power steering now.
I can't tell from
They
here.
built a couple brackets to make this work.
Turn it.
Looks like they're putting some wiring together
Yeah, it's
now.
turning the whole thing.
We still got a little bit butchered that we got to put together,
All the
but
way around, it can break
they're
inside.
getting belts on.
We don't want to do that.
I still got to do the tranny mount, but I got back from drive shaft shop, and they had that thing made for me in 1 hour and 10 minutes. Chattanooga drivetrain, drive shaft. 1 hour and 10 minutes. Look at that. Measures right, so as long as I told them the right ends, which I believe are 1310 on a Nova, this is going to be able to go in. So I'm going to be under the car, getting the transmission mount and the drive shaft in, and they're going to be under the hood doing some wiring for me.
All right, try that.
So here we go. All right, so in the time it took me to throw the drive shaft in and the tranny mount, these guys got everything under the engine except the distributor wrapped up. Oh, we still got plugs, but they got the radiator in, got the coolant lines, transmission coolant lines hooked to it. They hooked up the heater core. They're brave, I guess, but it's not their leg that's going to get sprayed. But we're getting real close. We got to get fluids and everything still. I want to open up the transmission pan before we do that. But yeah, it is coming along. This is my next project right here. Throwing the fuel tank in. We got Steve putting some hose clamps on it. And we'll get that thing in and drop the distributor back in it. And I think we're going to start making some noise. Okay, we're up to the distributor. Gas tank is in. Most everything else is done. We still got wiring to do. But let's get this distributor in so we can finish up the motor side. Let me turn you around. If you remember, I put a mark on the body right here. I also put a mark on the, it's actually on the advance, the vacuum advance. That's where the rotor is going to line up. So I'm going to drop that in. Get you somewhere you can see. Maybe. Maybe I can get you somewhere you can see. Alright. Let's see if you're not in my way. So we're going to try to get that body as close to where it needs to be. And then that rotor should just roll. Oop. If I know what I'm doing. Spin that. I must have smacked it. Alright. So that is pointed. That is pointed at my mark here. And if I had a better light, I could show you that my distributor is now pointed at the mark that I scored onto the intake. So that should be good enough to get it to run right there. I'm going to tighten that down and start running plugs and wires. So do you remember when I said a couple seconds ago that the distributor was in correctly? I was wrong. What I didn't notice was it wasn't set all the way down, which means it wasn't in the oil pump rod. Once I spun it so that it dropped into the oil pump rod, you can see that it is no longer at my mark, which is right here. The rotor should be pointing at that mark right there, and it's not. Oh, let me see if I can get this light to do something. All right. There, that might help you see the mark. So that probably means that when all of the front end stuff was getting done, that engine got turned just a little bit. So I could risk it and attempt to run it like this, or I could find top dead center and I could reset the distributor. I'm going to go that route because I don't trust myself, but I don't really feel like doing that now. So instead I'm putting this together. I've got the shoes on. I've got to clean the spindle off, put the bearings on, slide this on. One thing you'll note on the last brake, there's a lot of used hardware on the last brake, because the other stuff, it just gets kicked all over the shop and can't be found. So yeah, that's why that looks like it is. So I'm going to finish buttoning this up. I'm going to grease stuff here. I still got a shock to put in on this side. So I'm going to get this all done, and then I will go back to the distributor. Okay, so in the process of buttoning down some loose ends, mostly to avoid doing the distributor, I took on the brake pedal. So I have all the brakes in. I figured we would start bleeding it, but I remembered Bill said that this goes right to the floor. And what I found is I don't think it's actually the brake problem. I think it's the brake pedal itself. I think there's just so much rust up in there that it's not returning. And I don't know if I can get you in there or not with enough light. But there's just a ton of rust up under here. That spring is really cruddy. So I'm trying to work it. I'm trying to work it back and forth just to see if I can, I don't know, free it up a little bit with some PB Blaster. I'll get a good soak on it, even if I don't get it freed up. Hopefully by tomorrow, the pedal will act a little better. If not, I'll have to do something. I'm not sure if I'll tear all this apart and fix it right, or if I just bungee cord this thing. So I can overcome a bungee cord, I guess, when I push the brakes. But I'll keep working it. Hopefully something good will happen. Yeah. I guess, like everything else, we're one step forward and two steps backwards. The green disease really doesn't want to be cured, but we're working on it. So somehow it's turned into night. So I guess I'm gonna drive back to where I'm staying, call it a night. I did sort of get the wiring figured out. This is all temporary, but it'll work. So the purple wire, that's gonna go down. This is a newer engine. So on the points car, that purple wire went down to the starter as its trigger wire, but there was also a yellow wire that came back up to the coil, because when you turned the ignition, these would kill power to the resistor wire right here that goes to the coil. So the starter would also feed back to the coil until it started. When you let go of the ignition and it went back to, or when you let go of crank and it went back just to ignition, then this would carry your coil. Being a resistance wire, this will not carry the HEI, and it also cuts out when you're turning. So I'm gonna have to find an ignition hot for the HEI. So the purple wire became a number 14 gauge red, because it's not sending anything back. All that's going to do is start the starter. So I've put a 14 into that. That runs down to the starter. This is another 10. It also goes to the starter, and it's doubled up against the battery terminal hot back. So if you follow that up, somewhere right here, there's a Y. This one is going back to my one-wire alternator. Now, GM puts 2 fusible links in this setup. One at the alternator and one down at the starter. I have 0 fusible links in this setup because I don't have any, couldn't find any. This is stupid. Don't do this. I know this is stupid. I'm hoping that I don't burn the car down between here and Pennsylvania, but I can't find any. If I do find one, I'm going to just put it in right here, and that should be enough protection to cover both. But unless, I don't know, the O'Reilly's here doesn't have one, I guess I can stop in the Napa tomorrow morning. But I guess I'm gonna run it like that anyways. So like I said, my last wiring hurdle is power to the HEI. Tomorrow I'm gonna hook a battery up to this, see what works, what doesn't work, bump this thing over so that we can make sure the distributor is where it belongs, and we'll be ready to fire this thing. It has oil in it. Yeah, no coolant yet. I still got to put the coolant sensor in it. I better write myself a note. But that's the end of day 3. I know we told you 3-day build, but we did run into some stuff that we weren't expecting. You know, that's just how it goes, I guess, sometimes. So I don't know. I guess it'll be a 4-day build. It will be running or dead, one or the other. We are going to turn the key and give this thing power, and it's going to do whatever it's going to do tomorrow, but it's going to hit that point. Tomorrow is the day this thing makes some kind of noise, whether it's a death noise or a beautiful purring, running small block. I don't know yet, but we're all going to find out tomorrow. Okay, today is day 1. One too many. I'm here longer than I wanted to be. Today's kind of do or die day. I gotta get this thing going. I gotta get this thing moving on its own. We're close. I don't have a lot to do, but I got a little bit to do. And I think we'll be fine, you know, as long as we got good weather or something for it. So let me grab my water bottle and we'll head out. Oh. And it's rain. We got rain. Okay, so the green disease that does not want to be saved just gave me a new problem. I was fitting the linkage here, and I'm all the way forward. This should be park. If you come back to the drive shaft, it still spins freely. So the something is broken inside of this transmission. I'll go all the way the other way in case I'm backwards. Oh, can't. Why won't you let me? There we go. Still spins freely. So I can hear that it's clicking through, but there's a lot of play there. So I gotta get into this pan to see what's going on with the shift linkage, which means the cross member has to come out. So I'm working on those bolts that haven't ever probably been touched. So that's where I'm at right now. Then I got to get rid of the trans mount that I worked to get in, pick the back of this transmission up, get the pan down. I'll get this opened up and I'll bring you back in and we'll see if we can figure out what we got going on together. Okay, so with the pan and filter off and a little bit of light in here, I don't know if you can see it, but this nut, let me get you in a little closer. This nut right here that holds all the linkage together is like just barely hanging in there. It floated all the way out. So I'm going to try to get this linkage all aligned properly, tighten that up. I don't know if that gets a pin through it. Hopefully it's not stripped out into the shaft. I don't think it works that way, I think this will be just a pressure fit, but let me get that tightened up, get this stuff all lined back up. It's kind of kicked out on me a little bit. And then hopefully that'll take care of the shift issue. Then I can get the filter back in it and get the pan on it. Now there is a gasket between the filter and the valve body. Don't forget that if you have a turbo 350 and you're changing the filter, make sure you remember to throw a new gasket in there. Or if the old one's okay, I guess that's all right too. They tell me these are reusable, but I've never reused the transmission filter. But let me see if I can get something on that, get that tightened up, and see if that resolves our issue. All right, so I've got it all adjusted correctly. I've got this tight. I think that's stripped. You gotta be real careful, but it's still holding threads, so I'm not gonna push it anymore, but there's no play now at all in this. And I can lock up the rear end. Here, see, I don't know if you saw it click in, but it's all adjusting the way it should be. My next issue is I'm trying to make, I think it's square body work on this, and it's not going to clear the header, and it's also binding. The angle is not right. It's catching and binding, and with that nut being already weak, I'm not really sure that I want to bind this thing up. So I'm back to needing shifter linkage again, which is probably going to be a cable shift linkage, which I don't think I have time to get anymore. So I'm back to trying to figure that out, and now I'm trying to figure it out in the rain. I'm gonna see if I can tweak this a little bit more and make it fit into here without binding. If not, I'm not really sure. I'll have to think of something. But the good news is this is okay for now. This is probably a temporary fix or a temporary tight, and it's probably going to loosen back up. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. I'm going to put the filter in, I'm going to put the pan back on it, and then I'm going to mess with this linkage for a bit. Okay, hopefully this is my solution to the binding linkage. I took a piece of angle, cut a slot in it. I'm going to be able to put this up above the frame now. This is the ball that the nylon bushing normally runs in. This will raise it up away from the header, change the angle a little bit. Hopefully it won't bind. I'm going to probably put some never sees in here, try to make it a little easier for it to run around in. If that doesn't work, I'm just going to take the nylon bushing and the spring out completely and just let it flop around in here. That's going to make shifting a pain, but if I can get it into gears, then I guess it's better than not having it. So we'll see if this works. I'm going to get this under the car, and hopefully then all it's a matter of doing is the top rod, which really should just be finding length. I shouldn't have to do anything fancy with the top one. So let's see if this works. Okay, it's go time for the battery. I'm just going to do a little bit of slapping and see what it does. I don't see anything at all, so let me get the bolt and put it together. Gets me a little nervous with the GM styles because you actually got to put them on. You can't really fake it. Let's get these out of the way of the fan. That would be helpful. Get them out of the way of the headers. That would also be helpful. Oop, that's not going to tighten either. Alright. Get that on there. Make sure it's not interfering with anything. It's not. Alright, well, let's go see what we got inside of here. Dead car so far. Let's turn the key. Oh, well, we got a blinker because it's broken. We got no turnage. Nothing else work. Well, that makes the blinker pick up faster. So that's telling me we got to get a ground on this thing. We don't have a good enough ground, I'm guessing. Nothing works. The fan's on full blast. Oh, the fan is stuck. Ugh. All this is just locked up from rust, probably. But it's got one overexcited blinker. That's gonna probably be a problem because I don't even have the key on and I got an overexcited blinker. See if it's blinking on the outside. I'm gonna guess that we gotta get a ground hooked up to this thing. Alright, so I've added some grounds, cleaned up what was here. Let's see what we got now. Still no sparks, no fire. But this ground I had put on originally, that was the only one I had, but I did put the strap. It was broken. I was able to jam it into a number 10 connector. Put that on the firewall, re-cleaned this, sanded it all down. So everything should be grounded properly. So let's see what we got now. We still got that blinker doing 1,000,000 miles an hour. So we might need some grounds back here. Let's take a look at the dash. See if it's changed anything. I wonder if we have brake lights. Oh, they don't come back up, so we can just go look. No brake lights. Let's turn the key. Hey, we got a generator light. Heard something pick up. Got all kinds of weird picking up. Alright, still no key. Turning the key is, I'm not sure, that sounds like the horn relay again. So we got some real wiring issues. I wonder if the headlights work. I don't see any headlights up there. I do have a marker light. I got a little bit of tail light. Another marker light. Got a little bit going on. So, all right, well, this is non-existent. So here's what we're gonna do. This purple wire should be the trigger. This should be the trigger right here to that starter. So what I'm gonna do, if I can find my snippies, we are going to just touch that to the hot and see if this thing will turn over then. Maybe. All right, let's see if this will make it spin over. There we go. Hey, we got some spinners. All right. So it's just everything under the dash that's pooched. But we got to turn an engine at least. All right, so let's see if we can find top dead center. Let me put you someplace useful. Get our finger over that. Come on, man. Whoa, that's the compression stroke. Keep missing. Comes too fast. Up and down. Okay. I missed. I'm gonna have to spin it by hand. This thing has such little compression, it's just going by too fast for me. There we go. There it is, right there. So it's definitely spun. So I'm gonna have to pull that distributor and drop it back in. So let me go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll see if we can get some heat to that HEI and make it run.
Phone you can pause.
All right, so we have a temporary hot to the HEI. We've got the distributor dropped in how it should be. We got, I think, 7 of the 8 wires hooked up. I was told the headers were fit to the engine, but apparently the spark plugs were not fit to either. So we're just gonna deal with what we've got, but we're gonna make it make noise. Let me put you someplace where you're gonna fall into the fan and get chopped into a million pieces. That should be perfect. Oh, do we have brake cleaner? Oh, I gotta hook the battery back up.
Oh yeah. There's brake clean sitting right
The tool
there.
I was using is gone.
Here's some brake clean.
Where?
Right here, my hand.
Yeah, no, they...
Yeah, they should be right in that corner.
Oh,
Oh, we need a battery. Need a battery.
we get a lot of brake clean.
Oh, we're gonna fire this thing off.
We're gonna scrub them cylinders, no problem.
All right.
That's I stopped you.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I didn't know.
So we got power to
You
the
start
starter.
it and you twist it.
Well, I got to get power to the HEI.
Wait for smoke.
Watch for smoke.
Watch for smoke.
Way
Glowing
away.
batteries.
All right. Here's the key. Go ahead, give her a whack. All right, here we go. Hey, we got a noise.
Oh, sorry.
Nope.
Timing?
Gave her a little too much. Wow.
Too much brake clean.
Yeah, a little too much brake clean. Oh, listen to that.
Go.
Little snort? Sorry. That's too much brake clean.
My eyes are clean though now. Hear one of them snapping away. All right. Well, do we actually put fuel in it and make it run or
Send it!
sender?
Send it!
All right. Let's dump some gas into this thing and see if we can get it to suck its way up to the carburetor and run. All right. A missing hose clamp on the fuel line was the problem. So we've taken care of that. HEI. There, keys turned back on. And starter.
We're leaking.
Still?
Yep.
From where?
Same spot.
Wonder if that line split.
Yeah.
Okay.
The easiest thing is now the hardest thing.
Well, let me cut the line, I guess, and shorten her up. Well, here it is, the green disease, sitting on all 4 corners. This side's kind of funny because the new spring is way up on this one, but the rear spring is sagging so bad that it's way down. It's kind of got a Carolina squat to it going, but man, she's down. She's ready to roll. Wiring is a total disaster on this car. We can hot wire it to make it work, which is what we're going to do as soon as we have some daylight. And we're going to take this thing out and we're gonna make a mess of these back tires. Well, as much of a mess as a 305 on 7 cylinders can make.
We'll bring some bleach. And a brick for the front tire.
Or we just chain it to a tree or something maybe.
It's all about the image.
But here she is. Look at that. So
4 days?
well,
we blew a lot of time.
if you count all the time we wasted just chatting and, you know, at Steve's and all that stuff, driving, go and get in the drive shaft. Yeah, honestly, I think just a little over 3 days of actual wrenching, and it's at this point here. Well, guys, we've been playing with this wiring a little bit, and it's just too far gone. The blinker switch is broken. The right blinker is permanently on. I have no brake lights. I have no voltage to my fuse panel. The only thing that I have hot apparently is that blinker and my generator light. So, I mean, safety is, you know, pretty important. To do 600 miles. It's gotta be able to have brake lights and blinkers and stuff. So I guess we're gonna have to call it on driving it back to Pennsylvania. It's gonna have to go back on a trailer, but that's not gonna stop us from taking it back to the yard that it's sat at for almost 40 years and, you know, giving it a good victory run past that place. So we're going to pull it out of the garage. We still have to cycle it, run it long enough for that thermostat to open, make sure that it's going to cool off. And then we're headed down the road with this thing. We're going to put, I would say maybe a dozen miles. We're going to put about a dozen miles on it at least before it goes on the trailer. So let me fire this thing up, get this out of the garage, and we'll let it warm up outside so it doesn't kill us in here. All right, so cold start. First thing we do. Oh, I did add a little bit of a safety. I brought the wires inside, so we'll twist them together. This goes to the HEI now. So now we have power to the distributor. Hopefully it doesn't touch that metal dash. Well, I'm not really sure it's grounded out with all the rust that's on it. So, step 2, take our starter. Oh, pump it a couple times. Joke. Working choke would be good too. It's a little noisy in here. Get the wind here it is, guys. Back where it all started from. This is the trail you saw it come up out of in Bill's video, behind the tractor, getting dragged out of there. And here it is on its own, pulled back in. It's a 37-year nap, and it is ready to go, ready to rip. There's only one thing left for this car to do before I can wrap up this video, and that is a good victory burnout in front of the place that it has sat its whole life. So here we go. Alright, so that's going to finish up the episode 1 of the Green Disease. It's back in Pennsylvania. A lot more to come on this car. I'm going to start by straightening out that wire. I'm going to see if I can get this 305 to do a proper burnout. Then we'll decide what we're actually going to do for the motor. So stick around and see what else this car has in store. See ya.
Away he goes.